It's becoming more and more difficult. In our game, from an Australia perspective, for instance, predominantly 60% of our business is printing billboards. In the last 5 years, digital total media spend has gone from about 14% of total outdoor media spend to 54%. So that has an impact on the static billboards. Now, there's many ways of combating that. One is, and what we've attempted to do, is to develop more speed, and become quite relevant. And for instance, in Australia now we're moving to fortnightly change-outs of billboards, where it was monthly. Prior to that, 10 years ago, there used to be 2 change-outs per site per year. Now today there's 13 change-outs per site per year. So from a no more billboard space, in fact half as much if you like, our volumes have actually increased. But it's very important from a technology point of view that you develop speed, and where that comes is from technology and certainly automation, which for us is the key to it. So that's how you stay relevant. You take them on at their own game, and for us it's worked superbly. Certainly for us it is. And I can give you some good examples. For us to finish a standard billboard, which in Australia is about 42 square metres, it took 2 people 35 minutes. And that was to trim the billboard after it came off the printer, put in what we call keta rope, which is the edging around the outside of the build so it fits onto the billboard site. And we've now, through equipment or automation, have got that down to 1 person for 3 minutes. So in the time that it took to print and to finish 1 billboard, we're now finishing 10. So from a productivity point of view, it's been quite amazing. And just recently, in fact only last month, we installed the world's first eyelet and welding machine and webbing machine. Now in Australia we print a lot of mesh, and in fact we've just completed one job of 200 rolls, of 50-metre rolls by 1.6. Now each one of those rolls manually would take 2.5 hours to finish, and that's with the webbing, and manually put the eyelets in it. With this machine we're doing it in 12 minutes. So automation for us has been the key, and it's a fault that I've had with many manufacturers over the years. The print equipment keeps getting faster and faster and faster, but you're only as quick as your slowest point, and your slowest point in this game is your finishing. It's the most labour intensive, and the more you can automate that is the more productive you can be. So we've got 9 big 5-metre wide machines and 3-metre machines, and their productive print power is awesome. You know, we can be printing up to equivalent to 3,000 square metres an hour. Now to finish that manually, you might as well have just had 2 machines because you couldn't keep up. But with the automation, we've actually got our finishing people waiting for the prints to come off the printer. And for us, that's the key to the increased productivity and the business success. But as volumes increase, and as I said previously before, to take on the digital aspect of the game, you've got to be quicker and you've got to be smarter. Now, all the manufacturers will give you all the print power in the world, and it's, you know, you only got to walk around here and they say, well, we can print at 400 square metres an hour, 600 square metres an hour, 1,000 square metres an hour. But how do you finish it? So you're probably just as well off getting a machine at 1/10 of the price at 200 square metres an hour, unless you automate your business and your finishing business, and you take away that high labour content, if you like. It's proven a boon to us, and as I say, our profits have gone through the roof and our productivity has increased out of sight. Well, we don't. And there is many people who do. It's speed, and to a certain extent that's relevant, but you cannot sacrifice quality for speed. And I see it here at the moment. You know, I was looking at a machine yesterday, and they were explaining the virtues of the machine. It prints at 400 square metres an hour plus, but you couldn't sell it. not at that quality. And they got quite upset when I said, well, you know, for us, and we have quite high standards in Australia, is that, you know, for that machine as an ROI for us would be about 260 square metres an hour. Oh no, but it'll print 400 square metres an hour. I said it may well do, but we couldn't sell it. So you have to work out all your cost structures based on what is a saleable product. It's a temptation for many, but certainly not for us. And it's not just about the equipment, it's also about the substrates as well. And there's an ever-increasing trend for vinyl, for instance, that the majority of it has now been produced in China. And I have nothing against Chinese manufacturers whatsoever. And in fact, they've probably helped bring prices down and so forth. But the quality is paramount. And you know, you could be printing a 100, 200 square metre billboard, and you find out that the coatings aren't correct in it, and you don't really know until you actually lay the thing out on the floor and you see all this patchiness in it, and that's incorrect coating. So it's not just the printers, but in a lot of cases the substrate's key to it, from ink adhesion, from distribution of ink, as I say, to get the coatings right, to get the colours right. It's not just a matter of putting in a piece of vinyl and printing on it and hope for the best. There's a lot more involved in it.